Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Corinne. I am the owner of Moonwater Minerals, a crystal shop based out of Fort Meade, Maryland. I have an online website as well as a 16-foot mobile crystal boutique that I take to local events, and it's a lot of fun. Just like the title of the video says, today I'm going to be talking about TikTok and how it has drastically improved my business. Not just financially, but it has also improved my other social media platforms as well, because you get to meet so many different people, but we'll get into that. So make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and let's get on to the video. It is a beautiful day today. I have the windows all around me and I'm seeing cardinals flying by and eating out of the bird feeder that I put out there. So if I'm a little distracted, that's why. I love the birds. All right, so TikTok. TikTok is amazing. Let me just start by saying that. It's such a fun app and it's really helped my business a lot. When TikTok first came out, I was against it. Um, I had two young kids at the time that it came out, and I only knew of TikTok what I heard of TikTok, and other adults were telling me like it's not good, it's terrible for kids, they shouldn't be on it. So I told my kids like, no, you can't have TikTok and all these things. But then they just started watching like YouTube Shorts, and I realized it was basically the same thing. So unfortunately for me and my business, I didn't get a TikTok account when TikTok was huge. When it first came out, if you joined TikTok, you immediately got all these followers. It just I would hear of all these people and small businesses who are like, "Oh my goodness, I just got a TikTok account and I already have like 2,000 subscribers or followers or whatever they are." I always get that mixed up. So don't mind. I'll even say like follow me on YouTube. No, it's subscribe, like whatever. But yeah, so I missed out on that. By the time I had created an account, all of that was over and I couldn't even get my first 5 followers on TikTok. It was bad. Um I knew of hashtags, but being new to the platform, I didn't know which hashtags I needed to use um to get myself seen, to get my videos seen. And I noticed that TikTok was big on like dances, um, and all these things that I don't really do. uh, so I decided to start just searching crystals and metaphysical and, yoga. And I found a whole different side of TikTok that was more in line with my business and the type of people that I wanted to see my content. So then when I started following people like that, I started seeing what kind of trends were going on in those specific genres and industries. And I was able to start tailoring my videos to be more like that instead of like, okay, how do I incorporate this new dance into crystals so that more people will see my crystals? But in reality, a lot of the people who would have seen videos like that wouldn't have been my ideal customers because, I mean, if you're searching for the hottest dance trend and then a crystal video pops up, you're like, why is this here? So a lot of learning went into TikTok. But once I figured out who my target audience was, and once I started following other people in that genre, I started creating my own brand on TikTok, and it became easier, to kind of make videos and know what to do with them. But still, getting that first 1,000 subscriber or followers or whatever they are, getting the first 1,000 was really tough for me. You need 1,000 followers on TikTok to go live, and going live is where it's at. Let me just tell you that right there is what changed my business. So eventually I did get the 1,000 subscribers, hooray, and I was able to go live. Luckily for me, I had gone live on Instagram and Facebook, and I didn't really have too much success on those platforms. I had more success on Instagram than I did on Facebook, but still nothing compared to what I was about to experience on TikTok. So I will admit, my first live videos were very slow. I had a lot of inventory. I didn't really know where to begin. I had seen other people do lives where they do the boards and they're like, block one, block two, block three, or they just have a nice, neat little table with some crystals on it and they were showing those. I was all over the place. I was showing all the crystals that I had, and people would come in and then people would leave, and more people would come in and more people would leave. And I couldn't get anyone to stay. So eventually I just created like a nice area with a table and I put down some crystals. I still probably had most of my crystals out. But I slowed down a little bit and I started showing one crystal at a time. And when I first started, I was doing claim sales. A little peek into the future, I no longer do claim sales, but we'll get into. So, what claim sales are is you show an item or a crystal, whatever, you show the item, and then the first person who pops up on the screen and says claim or sold, they're the ones who get the item. So then I'd create a basket and I'd put their items in their basket every time that they claimed an item. And then that item was off the table, and then we'd move on to the next item. Then something crazy happened, and one show I had so many people in my show. There were over 100 people in my show. Um, and there were claims left and right. All over the place, there were claims. So I had baskets just filling up my office, and I really didn't know what to do with all those baskets. I mean, I knew what I had to do with them. I had to invoice people. Invoicing was the next challenge that I had to face on TikTok. So when I was doing live claim sales, I would send invoices through PayPal. An issue that I came across on TikTok was if you're not mutually following each other, you can't message each other. So every time somebody claimed an item, I had to say, "Thank you so much for your claim. Please make sure that you are following me and I will follow you back right now so that we can message each other." So that was one of the logistical things that I had to overcome. And then, sometimes there were people who just never followed me and then I couldn't message them, so I could never send them an invoice. So that was just one of those issues. And then what I would do after messaging the people, I would just say something like, "Hey, thank you so much for attending my live show today. It really means a lot to me." And then I would send them their invoice, which I would create on PayPal. I'd send them their invoice, then they would pay, and then I'd ship, and I'd give them. I usually update the tracking in PayPal. Just it's easier for me than going into the messages and then doing all that. But anyway, another issue that I came across was to invoice somebody on PayPal, you need their email address. For whatever reason, TikTok blocks email addresses. Like you can't message each other email addresses all the time. Sometimes they'd be like, "Yeah, here's my email address," and then it would just be like a bunch of stars or something. Like they blocked it out. So then I'd have to message them back and say, "Hey, like the email was blocked. Can you please do it without the at symbol?" Um and sometimes like at that point people were getting frustrated because there's too many steps to do this and then they just wouldn't respond to me anymore. But yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge with TikTok. I'm not sure if they had fixed that or not because like I said, I don't do it that way anymore. But this is the way I was doing things when I was making six figures in my crystal business, and most of it came from TikTok. So anyway, yeah, so there were issues when people just wouldn't pay their invoice. And I started making rules and I would tape the rules to my wall so that people could see it. My rules were if you claim an item, one, you have to follow me. Two, you have to send me your email address without the at symbol. And three, payments are due within 12 hours. I don't even do 24 hours. It gives people too much time to think about it. If it's within 12 hours, they know they're about to go to bed and then their clock is ticking. So people are more likely to pay right away. And that has really, really helped me a lot with no pays, because anybody in the industry knows that's a huge issue. Anybody in any industry that sells via live claim sales on TikTok or any social media platform, they know that that's an issue. That was one way to really cut back on the ghosters and the non-payments. So I would go live on TikTok just about every night, and every night I would make $1,000 to $2,000 selling crystals. Um, and that was $1,000 to $2,000 being put into my PayPal account. It was to the point PayPal emailed me and they started offering me all these different loans. They started like increasing um my limits to things, and like PayPal was like, "Hey, I'm recognizing you now." It also got to the point where I had a very young son at the time. He was probably 1 around the time I started getting into TikTok. And I had to have my older son watch him while I was going live, because I needed my husband to help me. Lives were getting crazy. I needed his help keeping track of baskets, helping me put items into people's baskets. And we had so much fun. Um, we had so much fun just talking to each other and joking around with the people who were interacting with us. It was a great time. Another thing that I'll say about my live sales, I never showed my face. The camera was always facing down, and I would show the crystals like under the camera. Every once in a while, I would, hi everybody, but not often. I never really like to have my face on the camera. As you can see, I'm getting more comfortable with that, but this is a huge step for me because that's never really been me. Anyway, yeah, so I was going live every night. And then eventually I started going live in the morning as well. Now, when I went live in the morning, it was a little different. I was not selling crystals. However, I was using it to my advantage. In the morning, I would go live packaging up the orders from the previous day. And a lot of my regulars would actually come in and watch me pack up their orders. They'd be like, "Oh, that's mine. I see my order. Yay." And it started building some trust with my customers because not only did they know that I was shipping next day, which really burnt me out, by the way, but they also saw that I took care in the way I was packaging things. And it was like a proof, like, hey, this person can be trusted. They're sending, look, they just printed the label, put it on the package that has my crystals in it. I'm going to get my crystals. So I was doing that every morning. And for new people who would come in, I would say, "Hey, thanks so much for stopping in. I'm packing orders from last night's live sale. Make sure you follow me if you like to see crystals, if you like to buy crystals. I'll be showing new items every day." And then also, I would direct them to my website. If you missed last night's live sale, that's okay. Everything that was not sold is now on the website, and you can head over there and you can place an order. And then I would get orders while I was packaging up crystals from the day before. So I got to start my day with some orders and with some more money in the bank. And going live every single time I go live on TikTok, which I still go live on TikTok, I just changed the way I do things now, which I'll get into. But every time you go live on TikTok, you get new followers. Um, People are scrolling, and then your live comes up, and then they get interested in it, and then they start interacting. Follow, follow, follow. So one good tip that I will give you is to thank everybody who follows you. If you have a way of like, if you're seeing the screen, it'll show you like if somebody followed you. Don't call them out personally, but just say, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it." And then that kind of prompts other people to follow too. So that was another thing. And also, there's a feature on TikTok where if they tap the screen, it likes the live, and then your like count goes up. So every once in a while, just tell people like, "Oh my gosh, if you're tapping the screen, thank you so much for liking my live. That really helps me out a lot, helps me to get seen." And then you'll see more people will start tapping. You see the little hearts going, and it's a fun little feature that TikTok made. All right, so now I need to tell you why I changed the way I was going live. Now, if you saw my video, um, the last video I made about making six figures and why I no longer make six figures, this is why. Um, the money was great. I was making so much money. I was very busy, but I managed my time well. I did my packing in the morning before the kids even woke up. I woke up really early to do it. And then had my day with the kids, if they went to school, send them to school, whatever. And then I did my lives at night. Um, it didn't wear on me as far as my time management or being busy. It wore on me based on, I don't know how to explain it, but I got hurt several times, not physically, emotionally. I got hurt. There were times when people would claim so many items, and then just not pay. One one event in particular really stuck with me. There was this one girl who came in and paid, or she didn't pay, she claimed a bunch of items. And there were other people in the live who, I guess apparently they traveled around to different crystal shops and they would claim and buy, claim and buy, claim and buy. And everybody bought, everybody, like, and they would always come into my live. They would claim a bunch of stuff and then they would pay for it, except for one girl. And um, I messaged one of the other ones and I said, hey, like, I know you're friends with this person. I noticed that she hasn't paid her invoice. Do you know what's going on? And she's like, that is very, very strange because she always pays her invoice. Like, she's always on top of it, in the other sales as well. And then all of a sudden, this person just vanished off the face of the earth. So um, I kept sending reminders because this person's invoice got to be over $1,000. It was almost $2,000. It was really crazy. Um, so many beautiful pieces that other people wanted to buy that were in her basket. And one of her friends was like, I have not heard from her. Like, I've been texting her. I have not heard a response, whatever. Um, Eventually, I got a message from her account. Apparently, it was her spouse or her significant other. I don't know. But they asked, oh, actually, I forgot because this was like a year ago, maybe 2 years at this point. Um, she had made a partial payment. She paid, I think, like $200 for me to hold her stuff to keep her basket open. So I had built some trust, and that's why I didn't cancel it after 12 hours. I remember that now. I get a message from this person's account. Hey, um, I know, I don't even remember her name, and if I did, I wouldn't say it. I know she has an open basket with you, and I know she had paid some money toward it. Can we get that money back? And typically, I have a no refund policy. Like, it's non-refundable. You pay. It's what you do. You pay for your stuff. I don't know if the story is true or not, but apparently she came into some mental health issues and she was in a place, I don't know. But me being who I am, I said, you know what, fine. I refunded the money. I put all the crystals back. That was that was probably the worst that happened to me because I don't like to think that people are lying to me. Um, I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but that really hurt me because I really trusted this person. But it wasn't just that because I had continued doing my live claim sales after that one. I gave that person the benefit of the doubt. Um, but it started happening more often. It started happening where every single live I did, I would have 2 to 3 people just not pay. And of course, I would remove those people, um, all these different things. And then the most recent time it happened to me, I had somebody claim over $300 worth of crystals, um, talking about how she has a farm and she's buying all these animal carvings because they remind her of her animals. And she claimed all of the new crystals I had, and she's like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to send you my information right now. Send me the invoice. I'll pay it before bed. I said, okay, great. So I did. I ended the live sale because I had no other crystal. She literally claimed all of them. Did not pay. Did not respond to my messages. Um, and that broke my heart. Anyway, I was tired of getting my heart broken for things like that. So I changed what I do. Let me tell you about what I do now. I know this video is already getting like 20 minutes in, so I'll try to make it quick. So what I started doing is, I told you before I have a website. So what I do now is I list everything on the website. Everything goes on the website. When I go live, I just show my crystals. I say, "Oh my gosh, look at these new crystals I just got in. Aren't they great?" And then I'll tell people, if you like any of these crystals, head over to my website. The link is in my bio. And the first person who checks out with those items are going to get it. It's first come, first serve. Putting items in your basket or in your cart does not hold them for you. So if you want to keep those items, you need to check out right away. And it works. I get orders, and what I do is I keep my laptop open with my website, and then I can see how many people are on the website. So during the live, I'll be like, I see there's 20 of you on the website. Thank you so much for checking it out. And then I'll remind everyone again that the first person to check out with the item is the one who gets it. So if you see an item you really like, make sure you check out with it. Um, and if a sale comes through, I'd be like, thank you so much for your order. I just saw your sale, or I just saw your order come through. And then I'd pick the order. I wouldn't say who it was, but I'd be like, all right, in this order, this person bought this. And then I'd grab it and put it in the basket. And then people would see that urgency, and then they'd go on the website and then they'd place an order too, because people like to see their orders being picked. So now, while I'm not making as much money as I was making by doing the live sales, I have drastically cut down my time. I don't have to do invoicing. I don't have to um, personally message everybody. Um, I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to talk to any of the customers if I don't want to. Sometimes they'll message me and be like, I just placed an order. Thank you so much. Can't wait to get it. And then I'll respond, of course. I don't have to do any of that. Um, I no longer do the packing videos just because now I have a toddler who's rambunctious and I don't have the time to do it. So I only go live and show the stuff that's on the website. Um, and I don't have to worry about non-payers because you have to pay to place an order. So it has mentally freed up so much space for me, and it's made me a happier person. It's made me feel more successful in my business as well. Um, it's more rewarding, I think. I don't know why. It feels more me. It's more complete and concrete. There's no wondering if people are going to pay. There's no anxiety waiting to see which orders are going to come through and which ones aren't. No putting items back. No messaging people who were interested in items that were claimed and not paid for. It works so much better for me. So now at this point, I only go live on TikTok. I no longer go live on Facebook or Instagram because it's so successful for me. And um, every single time I go live, I get new customers. And not only that, but I get repeat customers. People get my packages, they see my card, and they go and they place another order. Another thing I like to do on TikTok is giveaways. I do giveaways pretty often. It helps me to get new followers. It also helps me to get more customers. Um, it's just a great way to give back to your customers, really. So, what do you do for your for TikTok? TikTok, do you do live claim sales? Do you do website sales? What do you do? I know there's a lot of different ways that TikTok can be used. TikTok is pretty awesome, like I said before. What do you do? Tell me about it. Tell me down in the comments what you love about TikTok. Tell me what you hate about TikTok, and tell me if it works for you. I hope I was able to give you a little bit of insight into TikTok and how it has drastically improved my crystal business. Again, if you like this video, please make sure that you make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.